Welcome everyone to the latest Insight podcast. This is your host, Elizabeth Finocchiaro. I've never said that before. That was fun. Yeah. So, welcome to another episode inside of this podcast. I love hearing from all of you who send me messages that listen to the podcast, look forward to the podcast, and sometimes I'm getting messages that you guys are saying that I am speaking about things that are exactly happening in your life. And I love when that happens because that means we're really in a resonance. That means there is something that I'm tapped into, that you're tapped into, that is similar. And that always makes me really happy when I feel that there's certain words or certain things that are confirming, supporting exactly what you're going through. So as you might know, you are able to join these calls live. They're usually every third Tuesday. This time it's the fourth Tuesday. I had to make some changes, and it's free to join. So you can join, ask questions, be in the live energy. But yeah, just grateful for all of you who listen. So let's take a moment, whatever you're doing, do it in your own way. If you can, just drop in a little bit more. So depending on what you're doing and what is going on, just seeing if you can drop in a little bit more. Noticing where are you sitting? How is it feeling? Seeing if you can feel your body on the chair, on the sofa, on the floor, your feet on the ground if you're walking. Just noticing your body wherever it is sitting. Just take a moment. And there's usually this click feeling of when you actually did drop. So you could think that you're dropping. You could be doing all the things that should make you drop into your body more, but you don't drop until it actually drops. So you think you're relaxing, you think you're present, but there's like a click that happens where it's like, okay, now I am actually dropping deeper into my body. Usually requires some sort of let go in the mind of how things should look like. A let go in the body of how things should look like, how you should be sitting, how you should be holding. And sometimes dropping into the body requires some movement, some stretch, something to help you loosen up, to help you get in contact more, to be more available, to sense your body. All right. So throughout this podcast, throughout this time together, feel free to continue to drop into your body as much as possible. Of course, be aware of whatever is you're doing, your surroundings, but this invitation to continue this dropping is going to be something. All right. So if this is your first time listening to this podcast, if this is your first time here with me, my name is Elizabeth Finocchiaro, and I am a breathwork facilitator and embodiment guide, and currently living in Norway, but traveling, teaching. And my thing, I have a lot of things that I teach. I have a lot of things that there's like a lot of different ways in. And it just keeps becoming more and more things as you learn and grow. It's like, okay, there's so many different ways I can serve and support. A big part of my work is breath work, working with the spirit of the breath, working with the availability of the body, the opening and the expanding. And in that, one of my big pillars of this work is ease. So how can your expansion be easier? How can your contractions be easier? How can they be smoother? And it's just like the breath. How can it be smoother? How can we have full, deep, smooth breaths? And it's not always possible. Life is life. Life is intense. Life can be painful. We can have all these different experiences that make our breath choppy, that make our breath short, that make our breath not so smooth. But my job is to create and support resources inside of you that you can get in touch with this smoothening way, that you can get in touch with resources, meaning safety. A resource is something that you can use to support yourself, something you can use to something you can contribute with. So if you're going through a challenging time and you have resources, that means the challenging time will be easier because you have something you can utilize to support you. So I am doing all of these things with my clients, and it looks different for everyone. Everyone's on a different timeline. Everyone has different stories. Everyone has a different way in, but I am supporting more ease in expansion and contraction, support with emotional intelligence. So honoring your emotions, being able to create safety in your life, inside of your body and inside of your relationships. And what else do I do? Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into all of that, supporting in embodiment, and it's a true pleasure and honor, the work that I get to do with my clients and the work that I get to do on this earth. So this podcast is all about just sharing, what's been going on the past month and what are the insights, what are the latest insights. And usually I announce things that maybe aren't announced yet publicly, and then of course taking in questions or things that whoever is live on the podcast can also interact. All right, so, and for those who are live, how are you feeling? Do you want to drop me a little word or emoji so I can feel you a little bit? And for those who are listening on Spotify or YouTube, how are you feeling? Just noticing in your body, how are you feeling today? What is the landscape? Looking forward to the announcement that hasn't been published yet. Yeah. There might be one. I was like, it's not always, but usually here on the podcast, I announce things that haven't been announced yet. No, maybe there'll be a surprise. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to dive in. So last month, I held a foundation event in Hurdal, which is 1 hour north of Oslo, at Hurdal Gjestegård. And I also do guest teaching at her silent retreats. I'll be there 2 or 3 times this fall. So if you're looking for, a little weekend getaway and being in silence, I really, really recommend these retreats. And I'll be there to guest teach 1 breathwork session at each of them. So yeah, feel free to reach out if you have any questions about that. Feeling a bit fighty in the emotions today. Yeah, we can speak into that if you want to. I love those type of conversations. I feel great. I am living the result of the work I've been doing in your programs the last months. Yeah. That is incredible to feel, and I'm celebrating you so much, seeing how you've been showing up, and wow. Yeah. It's, like I said, a true honor, the work that I get to do with you all. I'm just like, wow. It's really... And lately, it's like been another type of energy happening lately in my world that I'll be speaking about as well. But yeah. So I did this foundation event in Hurdal, and it was really incredible. These foundation events, I'm going to have one more in or I'm going to have more, but the next one is going to be in Stavanger, the 30th of August. This is going to be a full day of foundation training for personal and professional, but mostly personal. And why I wrote professional is mostly because a professional, when they learn and embody things, they can automatically put it into their professional world. So whether you are in the wellness industry or you are in the service industry or whatever your career is, really, these foundations are going to support in your professional life. So that's why I kind of put that in the website and the branding, that it's also for professional use, but it's not really a professional training. It's more you're going to embody some foundational principles that you're going to be able, that are going to affect your career. They're going to affect the way that you show up. They're going to affect the way you lead. And if you're in the wellness industry, it's definitely going to affect the way that you work with your clients. So it was just such an incredible experience. I love having space to teach the foundations. And I know through my breathwork training, so the foundations is what I teach in the breathwork training, my module 1 basically. And the principles there are so beautiful, and you can keep coming back to them. I mean, it's been so many years now that I've been teaching them, so many years I've been embodying them, and it's just endless. And if you are into breathwork and you feel like you love this modality, coming to one of my live events are just going to completely like anchor and deepen the experience for your all of your future sessions. And I know some of you are inside Breathe Live, or maybe you can't make it to Stavanger in August, because Breathe Live is also an incredible place to get the experience. I get messages all the time, unfortunately and fortunately at the same time, that they go to other people's breathwork sessions and they're just like, if I didn't have your foundations, if I didn't have your style, I would have been completely re-traumatized in this session. And that hurts my heart and also heals my heart at the same time, because it's like they say, I'm so grateful that I know your style and I know your foundations and your ethics and your ethos and how you do things, because they say that they almost have to channel me like my teachings in other people's sessions. And it's like, I'm so sorry that it has to be like that. And then it kind of lights a fire in me to be like, I need to get my foundations out more. I want to create a safe space for this industry. I want to create a safe, slow, sustainable container for this work and educate people when it comes to working in altered states of consciousness, when it comes to working in deep places within yourself. So I'm very passionate about this. And the foundation event is where I really lay a lot of foundation, obviously. And then we go into a session, and then there's time for discussion, Q&A, to really deepen your understanding and your experience. So like I said, the next one is August 30th in Stavanger. It's going to be 10 to 4. So we have plenty of hours together, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be incredible. All right. So what else? Yeah, the Breathe Live, like I mentioned, is definitely the place to be. If you like my work, if you want to go into my breathwork sessions, because you get access to so many breathwork sessions, masterclasses, meditations, and bonuses. So it's really the place to be for all of that. Also, this month and last month, maybe the month before as well, instead of doing a masterclass, I've done integration calls where I can bring some of the clients up and do asking questions and going deeper into their own specific processes, and just bringing up questions from the group. So I alternate between masterclass and integration call, but there are so many masterclasses there for you to dive into, and it's really the place for that work gets to be alongside you, like grow beside you. And it's 5 years this summer. Breathe Live, I've been holding it for 5 years, and I'm very proud of that group and what we do in there, really. So We're going to have integration call this month, and it's the perfect place to be seen, heard, and met, and get your practices in, get your meditations in, get a sense of community, because it's so important. This is so important. And if it's not Breathe Live, I hope you have another space to tune into. I'm not saying that, like, the membership is amazing, the community is amazing, the work is amazing, but I'm just hoping that you have something like that in your life. If it's not Breathe Live, if it's, I hope it's something else. Because something that's been coming up a lot lately is the organization of the healing world and the practical world. It's like so many people who are healing, and we're all healing. We all have wounds. We all have things we're going through. It can easily stop and stun our practical life, right? So you're going through processes, you're going through things, and it directly affects your personal life. That's an obvious observation, but there's ways that we can lead ourselves through our healing and through our processes that don't completely stop our practical life and that don't completely stop us from showing up. And for me, it's really to distinguish where in your life do you need more support? Like being really honest with yourself and being like, what areas in your life do you feel like need support? For example, emotional intelligence. If you're feeling like, you're constantly downward spiraling, or you're constantly arguing with your partner, or you're constantly not feeling seen or heard, if you're constantly putting yourself down, it doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. It doesn't mean that you have to burn everything down, but it means that you need support with emotional intelligence. So just being really honest with yourself and seeing, what areas of my life would it feel really good to get support with, and not need to shut down everything else just because the one part needs support. So having a space that you can come to a couple times a month where you can do deep sessions, where you can have your time to lay down and really feel and go into yourself is so important, and is going to impact everything else that's going on for you. So just because you have things going on, we all have things going on. We all have quite like deep, dark matter that we are moving through. And my wish for you is that you can go through the deep, dark matter and, maintain healthy relationships and maintain a good career and enjoy your life and really be able to be creative as well. Like creativity and healing, can they exist together? I used to think not, but now I realize they can. Like all of this can co-create or coexist, maybe even co-create. Sometimes the most amazing music is made from the deepest pain, right? Some of the poetry is coming from the deepest sorrow, the deepest grief, the void, the confusion. So the next time you think that, oh no, I'm healing, I have to shut down every single thing because I'm going through something hard, my invitation for you is like, well, what if you can actually lean into it? What if you can lean into a community? What if you can lean into a session? What if you can lean into writing it down? What if you can lean into actually moving with it? But this is a worthiness thing. If you don't feel worthy of it, if you don't feel worthy while you are healing, then you're not going to be able to move with the energy. So you got to feel worthy, and you got to be like, okay, I'm going through some stuff. I'm worthy and I'm a work in progress. Suddenly there you have a combination that is so liberating, and so like this is kind of ease type of stuff as well. It's like your worthiness doesn't get touched, and you realize that like you're making mistakes and you're trying to figure things out and things hurt and you're not the best at this and this needs help and all this is totally fine. But you're still kind of moving, enjoying, creating in your life. Yeah. Let's see here. When I try to break through limitations and go ways in succeeding, the limitations come back with a vengeance and try to assert themselves as real. This time I'm trying to stay aware of this now well-known dynamic. Yeah. So first of all, celebrating your awareness, like celebrating you being able to put words to this in such clear ways. You're obviously, like you said, aware of the situation. So that's you're past step one now. And let's see here. Come back with a vengeance and try to assert themselves as real. When I try to break through limitations, yeah. Yeah. So whenever we are trying to break through anything, there's going to be like two things that come up. How safe are you and how aligned are you? Like how aligned is your identity and how safe is your body? Because if you don't have safety in your body, it's like a rubber band effect. You can expand and break through, but you'll come right back to where you are because your body's like not moving. Your body's like, I'm not going there. You can go there and visit for a day, but I'm going to bring you right back. Right? And another reason why maybe you do have safety in the body, you feel safe and the body goes with you, and you get there and you're just like, I don't belong here. I don't, who am I to be here? And so you start to go back. So the identity is like being the person who, whatever it is that you're breaking through, whatever it is that you say, you know, succeeding, what does that mean for you? What are you going for? What is the energy there? Can you really embody that energy and be like that? That's actually a place I can rest. That's actually a place I want to be. And then continuing with the safety, meaning when the limitations come back, when those voices in your head come back, when all this emotions come back, when the fighting inside of you come back, that you're able to use a resource. There's a part of you that's like the safe part in you is saying, you know, I got you. I know that you were going to come. I know that you're scared. What do I need? What can I do? Right? This is work that you can't really rush. The body is the slowest energy that we are working with. You can't fake safety. You can't think safety. It just has to click. It's like dropping into the body. You can't just be like, I'm breathing, relaxing, I must be dropping. Am I dropping? I think I'm dropping. I feel like I'm dropping. As long as you're thinking about it, it's actually not happening. So the dropping is a felt sense in the body. And that's the thing. We need to feel as much as we can now. And that means quieting the mind. And that's just, it's not always just like, okay, quiet the mind, I'm good. Like there's so many individual things that come up for every single one of you. It's going to look different for every single one of you. And that's why I love this work so much. I love going deeper into, you know, what is coming up for you and what is your story here, what's your unique rewire, because it does look different for every single one of us. The timeline is very different. But celebrating you so much for being so aware of your process. So you just have to continue with that awareness and seeing like, can you stay present? Can you stay with it? Yeah, shifting identity to the truth shouldn't be so hard. Yeah. Yeah. It's relative. What's difficult, what's easy. It's really your body. The reality of the body will tell you that. The mind might think it's easy, or in theory it's easy, but the body will tell you how easy it thinks it is, or you know, the reality of the body. Identity is important when it comes to like being a human on this planet. You want to both be connected to the part of you with no identity and the part of you that has an identity, so that you can be a spiritual human, so you can be both at the same time. And usually when you're breaking through something, resistance comes before, sabotage comes after. Sabotage is about identity, resistance is about fear. There's like and it can dance, it can be, you can have sabotage a bit before as well, but a lot of the time sabotage comes afterwards because you can't hold the frequency of the thing that you're stepping into. The identity doesn't match. And before you're about to break through to something, the resistance can come in to be like, oh, but don't do that. Don't show up to the call. Don't show up for the session. Don't do the thing. You don't have to. You're tired. I'm sick. I can't. No, right? Like all these little resistance things of like, just cancel. Don't do it. We don't have to do it. We'll do it tomorrow. Like that's before you're about to break through. And then if you get to the point, yeah, very familiar with those thoughts. I didn't eat enough cheese today. I cannot do that. I didn't do that. It's like the most random things your mind will make up to get you out of doing something that will break through. And then once you break through, who am I to have this? I can't have this. Who is this? I can't be here. I can't breathe. I don't know what to do here. I'm not like this. I can't. It's like, who am I to stay here? I have to go back there. I'm familiar there. And that's sabotage. Sabotage has a lot to do with identity. So it's very important to notice these things. I just canceled something huge a couple days ago because of lack of sleep, right? And it's like, you know, we get to do that and we get to listen, and resistance isn't always negative either. Resistance can also show you something to go another direction. But it is very important to play this game in life and notice when you're taking yourself out to the sidelines. And if it's happening over and over and over again, like how can you stay in the game? And sometimes that's going to require doing big things with little sleep and just seeing what you're made of and showing up. But do we want to push ourselves and force ourselves into all situations when we're not feeling well? No. So you have to also check in with yourself and be like, hey, why didn't I get a lot of sleep? Why do I keep doing this if it is a pattern of continuation, right? So it's very interesting. Resistance will continue to be such an interesting topic in this conversation. Yeah, exactly. When do you let go, or when do you notice that, okay, you're just having resistance because you're feared, they're scared, where is it fear and where is it clarity? I think that's a really good thing to notice in your life, and you can practice it. You can practice, and how I practice it is either I feel like I need to stay according to the plan, which is a bit of this masculine approach. I made a plan, I'm going to stick to it. It's very, very masculine. There's a structure, I'm going to honor the structure. And then there's and then you can see, because you only know until you know, right? Like it's kind of hard to know in the moment always. You only know afterwards when you look back and be like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. I saw the signs, right? Like when you kind of do something and you look back and you're like, there was so much resistance to book the flight, and then the taxi didn't come, and then this happened, and then this happened, and now I'm at this event and I feel like shit. And it's like, okay, there was so many signs, there was so much resistance to get here, and I'm not even supposed to be here. But then the feminine side, what I do is I feel whatever fear is coming up, and I don't project it onto what I'm doing, and I just allow myself to feel it, and then usually clarity comes. So in general, I try not to make any big decisions when I'm in an emotional state. In general, I try to stick to a plan that I've made when I'm in a higher state. Like I have to trust different parts of me. So if I try to make my plans in a clear state, like plans in my business, plans in my life, when I'm just like, this feels right. And then I know a week later or whenever later, the fear can come in, limitations can come in, and it's going to be like, no, it doesn't feel right. And it's like, but a week ago, it really felt right. Can I trust me a week ago? What state was I in? Where was it coming from? Why did I feel like it felt right? And I go back to that spot and I'm just like, I'm going to trust her over my emotional fear, resistance, me right now. So I actually go back in time and been like, okay, I'm going to trust her and I'm going to keep going. So it's a huge conversation. There's many parts of it, but yeah, you won't know until you know afterwards. So you have to try different things. You have to try to just stick to the plan. And other times you have to sit down and feel your emotions, wait for clarity, adjust, see what that feels like. Why are you adjusting? Are you adjusting from power? Are you adjusting from wounds? This is huge. This is really big. Are you moving from power or are you moving from a wound? This will help you so much in your life once you just differentiate these two. And when you're in a wound, you heal. You give yourself time to process. When you're in your power, you move. You make decisions. You do things. And you can still do that, there's nuances, but so many of us are changing our lives from a wound. Like, no, this doesn't feel aligned anymore. I'm gonna do nothing. That feels better. It's like, well, it's probably a wound. You're going into freeze. You're going into flight. You want to avoid, instead of just sitting down and having a breathwork session and processing what you're going through and coming back the next day with rest and clarity. So this is the work that we do inside of my world. All right, moving on. We had the most incredible week inside of the ripple effect last week. Yeah, some of you are in the ripple effect here live and you're nodding. It was incredible. And the ripple effect is my mini membership. It's in Telegram. And wow. The idea of the ripple effect is that small changes can create big waves. And I have been having this membership for 1 year now. Every month there's a theme and I go live for 1 week. So 1 week, 7 days every month, there's a theme. And what I'm experiencing right now in this membership is we are in a big wave. We have created a freaking storm. And it's just so incredible to feel the proof of concept that is happening. And I'm so proud because it's not always fun to focus on the little stuff. It's not sexy to focus on the little stuff. It's not like, for many people, it's not fulfilling to focus on the little stuff. It's like, it's almost hard to market the little stuff because everyone wants the big stuff. So it's like, and I've been there with the ripple effect, just little ripples, little ripples, little ripples, little ripples, like so little things, and showing up with my clients in there. And suddenly there's a tsunami. And I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, exactly. One freaking sentence. And there's a tsunami, and I was like, am I going to change the ripple effect name? Because now there's a storm. People are integrating things that have been like so deep inside of a Telegram chat or inside of a Telegram group. Like not even doing one-on-one work, not even doing breath work, but people are having like the biggest aha moments. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not the ripple effect anymore. This is the tsunami effect. But then I thought, no, this is the ripple effect. This is what we've been doing. This is what we've been preparing for. We've been planting all these seeds. We've been doing all these little ripples so that one day there will be a wave. And now we're experiencing it. So it's just incredible. And there's been waves throughout the year as well. This is not the first wave inside the ripple effect, but this one feels like the biggest kind of wave that I've experienced inside the membership. And the concept here is that one sentence, one audio is enough to make a wave. There's 100 audios right now inside of the ripple effect. I think 197 or 103 or something like this. One audio can completely change the trajectory of your life. One audio, one sentence, one little concept, something can click. And that's the point of this. And the more clicks you get, the wave is a byproduct. And that's the thing I'm trying to teach and trying to support everyone with, and something that I've been deepening in my life as well, is like, where are you just looking for a wave without actually putting in the work of a ripple? This is instant gratification. This is like you're missing out. You just want the wave. You want everything to be there, but you're not realizing that you need ripple, you need current, you need momentum, you need trust, you need presence in order for a wave to happen. You don't need to work really hard. You don't need to push yourself. You don't need to like do 1,000 things a day and wake up at 5 o'clock and do, lemon water cleansing for 5 hours. You don't need to do that. But you do need presence. And you need to be present with your water. You need to be present with your movement. You need to be present with the momentum. You don't need to work really hard, but you do need to be present. Noticing where you check out, noticing where you want to leave and avoid, noticing where you want to defend and fight, notice where you want to please and change yourself, and staying true to your waters with your rhythm. And realizing that most of the things that you want is a wave. Like, you want the wave, but the wave will happen if you stay with your rhythm. The wave is inevitable. It's nothing you actually need to like figure out or obtain, because it's the byproduct of a ripple. It's a byproduct of a current. It's a byproduct of movement. So then what you need to focus on is the movement. Yeah, trust the ripple and the wave will come. Exactly. And so many people, we want the wave, and I get it. I want waves as well. I want big things to happen. I want tangible results. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. Like, we're all humans. We want things in our hands. We want to hold things. We want to be like, I made it. I got this thing. But you can't just buy these things at the store. You can't just order them online. So what does that mean? They are a byproduct of the things that you're doing right now today. And this is the conversations that we're having inside of the ripple effect. So if any of this just like sparked a little something in your heart or in your body, really recommend coming into that space, because it's lighthearted, but it's so deep. And there are audios there for you. You can just plug into. There's no Zoom calls. There's none of that. It's just the Telegram. There's a community chat where you can reflect and connect with others. And then there's all the topics really organized nicely, all the themes, all the audios. So this is a perfect little space to be in. And right now it's only $29 a month, which is crazy. And I'm considering putting up the price because it's been a year. Highly recommend. Thank you so much. It's incredible. I'm very proud of that space. So it's $29 a month if you stay 3 or more months, and it's $49 if you stay 1 month. So really recommend jumping into that space. Even just for the last week that we have, even though you have a year worth of audios in there, is worth it just to listen to the last 7 days. So the question here and the insight here, like I said, where are you chasing for the wave? Where are you trying to buy your wave in, instead of every day creating a ripple? The wave will come. All of your waves will come. You can't plan most of these things that you want. And you want to be surprised. You want to be like, it could even be more than you imagine. So like, it's almost like a lot of our desires and our goals are sometimes even lower than what the universe could provide for you. You actually limit yourself through your desires often. So have an idea of what you want in your life. Definitely a good thing. Like I said, I want things, you want things, we all want things. Not just material stuff, but embodiments and manifestations and relationships and lifestyles and contributions and creativity. But try not to be like, it needs to look like this and I gotta get it like this, and I would just wait until it comes in the mail in the perfect packaging. Great. All right. Moving on. What else is going on? So maybe you've seen, but I am having a retreat in Lofoten. So this is an incredible space to be in for my ease principle that I have, which is all about not compounding and not adding more. It's all about being gentle with yourself and how we can experience power and strength through this gentleness. That you don't have to compromise in leadership, you don't have to compromise in power, you don't have to compromise in clarity, but you can do it in ways that feel more gentle, more sustainable. And this principle has been something that's been happening in my life for many years because I've been somebody who has been so hard and been in sabotage patterns all the time. And one day I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done sabotaging. This is exhausting and it's ruining my relationships. It's ruining my self-trust. I'm in a downward spiral every week. I'm in a downward spiral every month. And this can't be it. This cannot be the end place that I rest, because there's no resting here. And I had done a lot of work on myself, and I was already a teacher at this point, and I'm just like, okay, I really, there needs to be some click here. Some sort of deepening, some sort of, and at the same time I was creating ripples. For all those years I've been working on myself, all those years I've been teaching. I was never lying about not being, unsure or sabotaging myself. I was talking about my sabotages. I was talking about my patterns. I was talking about how I was moving through them. I was creating all these ripples. And then one day I wrote a forgiveness letter to myself. And some of you know this story. And maybe I say it all the time because it was just such a turning point of, I promise not to be harder on myself. When life is hard, I promise not to be harder. And that was a wave. That was a wave for me. My life changed after that. It clicked. And it's not like it just happened randomly. And I couldn't imagine, I couldn't make that up. Like, you're going to go to a waterfall one day and do this and it's going to work. Like, I couldn't make that up. It just happened because of all the work that I've been doing. And the intentions and the longing and the desire of being someone that wasn't constantly in process, that wasn't constantly sabotaging. I wanted to smooth sail a little bit more and be able to handle the not so smooth days on the ocean with more grace and more confidence and not leave myself and all this. So that was my path of not being harder on myself. And little by little, it turned into a principle and a teaching, an embodiment practice of not adding more, being able to be with what is and being fulfilled and letting it be enough. Let it be enough. Let yourself be enough. More than enough, even. Like, if you can allow the moment right now, like, let's do this all together right now. Just feel it. What if this moment together was more than enough? You sitting wherever you are, maybe you're in your home, so you get to look around on all your beautiful things. Maybe you're outside, maybe you're at your job, maybe you're on your way to do something. Can you just land in the energy of, this is more than enough? And what comes up when you tune into that? When you can really drop into that? There's a beautiful presence there. There's a safety there because you're telling your body that we're good here. Nothing needs to change. No one's attacking me. There's nuances to everything. But feel free to share what came up for you. What happened in your body? What sensations came up? Yeah, liberation, freedom. I feel this like calm spaciousness, peace over me. Yeah, exactly. Peace and rest. calmness. I have more than enough. Everything's just as it's supposed to be. That's such an important energy to access over and over and over again throughout your life and throughout your days, because your mind is going to want more. It's natural. We are evolving humans. But if you don't have this end, this moment is more than enough, you're just going to want more all the time, and it's going to come from lack. Again, it's coming from a wound. Your desires can also come from wounds. To be like, I need this because I don't feel safe in my body right now with what I already have. So being able to feel this calmness, peace, liberation, freedom, rest right now, and want more. From a powerful place, from a clear place, from an excited place, from a curious place. To be like, wow, I have more, like this is more than enough. And imagine if this came in. Not attached to time, not attached to how it looked like. Again, you can't plan the wave. You don't know what it's exactly going to look like, but it's like, imagine if something like this would happen. And just being excited about it, but at the same time not leaving where you are. So these two energies are so important. And this is a lot of the ease principle. Because to really experience ease, you need to have safety in your body. You have to be somebody who knows what safety is. Because without safety, you're going to look for it all around you from a wounded place. You cannot experience ease until you feel a resting safety in your body. So this retreat is all about this type of conversation, really landing it in. There's going to be breath work every day. We're going to be surrounded by ancient mountains, eagles, northern lights. We're going to be on the ocean, sauna, turquoise waters. There's going to be restaurant quality food, local food, and plenty of time to reflect and be in nature. I'm going to go hiking, like light hiking. It's not going to be like a really busy schedule. And I'm really looking forward to being with some of you up north. So feel free to reach out with any questions. It's the first week of September, the 3rd to the 7th, the Wednesday to the Sunday. And you can come early if you want to stay a couple days before or one night before to kind of land in. You can stay one night after. So all these practical questions we will support you with. So that is that. And I'm looking forward for the fall ease retreat. And for those who are saying, you know, these dates didn't really work well for me, the 2026 one is most likely going to be the first week of September as well. So we haven't like totally nailed it yet, but I know a lot of people are coming, like I'm doing something else, or there's a wedding, or there's a other thing that I booked. Just know that it's most likely the first week of September in 26 as well, if you kind of want to make a little mental note. All right, so we're going to wrap it up very soon. And I want to leave you with an insight that, again, doesn't feel so sexy. It doesn't feel so like, maybe it doesn't itch your itch, or what do you call, satisfy your itch. But it's so important that you're able to embody and feel now. Sometimes there's this idea that I'll feel happy after this. I'll celebrate once I I'll be good enough once this happens. I'll feel later. I'm not going to feel now. I'll feel when that happens. I'll feel when I finally make it, whatever that means for you. I'll feel when, but it's like it doesn't work like that. And it's so, there's something in humans that don't want to hear this because of the itch that really wants to be scratched. The shadow in all of us that don't want to actually move, that don't actually want to take in what is around you. And it's not, and the shadow is not only trying to like resist movement, but it's also not feeling safe. Not feeling safe to celebrate now, not feeling safe to feel gratitude now. It's like, well, if I'm grateful for this, what if it leaves me tomorrow? Everything else leaves me. So why would I be grateful for this? Because that's just going to leave me. Right? So it's like this not feel, again, everything kind of comes back to feeling safe. Why would I celebrate what if it doesn't work? That's embarrassing. I don't want to embarrass myself. That's humiliating. That doesn't feel safe. I'm not going to celebrate. Why would I feel excited about something? Why would I feel like I have enough? I don't. I don't have enough. I need more. So there's always parts in us that are going to question the reality of your body, the reality of your safety. And that's why it's so important to be in communities and working on these things, whether it's like you guys know all the different ways you can work with safety. And this is something that I a lot in my work, little steps to more safety. And one day the wave is going to come. And I want you to be ready for the wave. I want you to be able to handle the wave. I want you to be able to be like, yes, this makes sense. This is happening. I'm holding this. I can handle this. Things come up. Yeah, sure, but I knew that was going to happen, so I'm going to handle that, and I'm going to just keep walking. Like, that is my wish for you. And that you're not afraid to feel now, and that you're not waiting to feel later. And these are the type of, like I said, this is the work that I'm doing. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm doing in my own life, leading in my own life, coming from someone who has been so emotional, so sensitive, or I still am emotional and sensitive, and being able to harness that in such a way that works for me in this practical world as well. So I think that's what I have today. And as for the surprise announcement that has not been released to the public yet, there is going to be a free event coming up soon. And I know I did post this in my free Facebook group. I said a free event is coming soon, or free experience is coming soon. And I will share what it is, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to deliver it yet, which is very exciting, because usually I would just be like, it's this and that, and like do it how I've always done it. But I'm in a practice now, and also sharing a lot with my clients, like, do things differently. Do things in a different way, especially if you're feeling this wave coming, because waves will require new ways of being. So I'm like, I don't want to do it the way I've always done it. But the free experience is going to be called the ease equation, where I'm going to go deeper into this whole ease principle with you all. And I don't know how I'm going to present it. And I'm feeling like it's going to be something different, something, I don't know, interactive. I don't know yet, but I'm planning on sitting with it today more so I can bring it forward. So there is going to be coming a free experience that you'll be able to jump in and, you know, come in as if it was a paid offer and do some work with me for those of you who are new. And also a lot of my paying clients always join my free stuff as well. So that's going to be a chance to just continue to deepen the work and come at it in different angles. So I think other than that, we have the event in Stavanger. I'm going to Sicily end of July, which I'm super excited about, to visit my family and to be there. And Breathe Live is turning 5 years old. I usually do a summer celebration for Breathe Live as well, so something might happen there. And then the Ease retreats. Yeah. I think we mentioned a lot of the things that are going on. Yeah, lots of celebration, exactly. Yeah. So thank you all for listening. I hope there was something here for you that supported you, something that you can bring forward and, you know, continue to create value in your life. That's the thing. You get to take all the little things in your that are all around you, inspiration, information, stories, experiences, and then you get to see, how did that impact me? How do I want to move forward? How do I want to continue with this? You're the one who creates the value. So I'm sending so much freaking love to all of you. And I will see you where we are next connected. And thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. Bye, everyone.